Hi everyone and welcome back to another Sims 4 build video. So today I am actually building for the first, well not the first time really, but this is the build that I'm doing makes use of the new For Rent expansion pack. The For Rent expansion pack might become one of my favourite packs in the game. Not because I like the world, just because I can actually build apartments now that are functional. So this build that I'm actually doing today, I have a build that I've already done before. There's a video up on my channel. It's not a build video, it's just a tour of that build, which is very similar to this one. So originally when I built that one previously, that was about 2-3 years ago. That build, basically I wanted to build a train station and I ended up building a city block around it. However, that lot was purely built for my entertainment, but it wasn't really built for gameplay purposes. And also when I built that, obviously you couldn't get apartments, so I sort of just filled that lot up with loads of different things to do. So for example, I think they had like a cinema, it also had like a nightclub, it had a train station that was obviously non-functional, and it had apartments and a vet, I think, as well, like a veterinary. So loads of like things that the lot theoretically could be used for if you wanted to, but in general it was quite a big lot and it probably wasn't that good to play in. But it was a lot of fun to build. However, this time I wanted to build something that was good to play in as well. So basically I'm building an apartment block. And one of the kind of things that came to mind is, in the apartments in The Sims 4 Get to Rent? No, in The Sims 4 For Rent, you can have like communal spaces. So I thought what I'd do is I'd try and make this look like your typical like urban apartments where you've got a row of shops on the ground and then above you have the apartments themselves. But I had to kind of, because those shops are going to be communal areas, random Sims can't just come and visit them off the street. It's only Sims that live in the block that will actually use those spaces. So I made one of them a gym, because I thought it's not unrealistic for apartment blocks to have a shared gym anyway. And it kind of, the way it looks like anyone could just walk off the street and use the gym, which I thought was cool. And the other shop as well, which I'm actually currently building on the screen now, or at least I was putting the windows in and the awning out the front, that green and white awning. This is a laundry shop, or a laundrette, or dry cleaners, however you want to call it, which I thought was a really cool touch as well. Because that's obviously really useful in gameplay. So I thought it was a pretty good way of kind of making it look like they're functional shops, even though they're not actually functional. Well, they are to an extent. Like, you can go in there, do laundry, you can use the facilities of the gym, but only the Sims that live in the apartments realistically can use them. But I didn't think that was too much of a problem. But it's very much like, the style of this build is, it's an old looking build. But it's kind of been like modernized over the years. Well, I say modernized, it's at least been extended upon over the years. I'm not really sure what style you'd call this. Like, it has elements of like New York brownstone, but it's not quite as big as the New York brownstone, I don't think. But it also has elements of those arch windows. Kind of remind me, if you ever have been to London and you see a London Underground station, especially like Covent Garden, they've got these like arch windows above the entrances on quite a lot of them. So that kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So I thought it was, I don't know, I think it looks nice. I would be happy to live here. The pink building actually that you see me just doing there, that is actually a mini cinema. Again, your Sims can use this as well. It's not functional. Cinemas have never been a thing really in the game anyway. But yeah, your Sims could go down there, watch a movie if they live in the apartments above. And you'll notice after kind of like each segment of the build, so right now we're doing the gym, I'll actually cut to the screenshots directly after that of each segment, because it's quite a long video. I thought rather than waiting until the end to get a load of screenshots at once, it's quite nice to have a little bit of like, I build the gym, I build an apartment, then you see the screenshots and like the videos of that particular apartment, then we move on to the build of the next one and the next one and so on. I just thought that was a cool way to do the video, instead of typically I just build the house or build the building and then gives you a bunch of screenshots at the end. I thought it might be cool to kind of incorporate them together at the same time. Also, it means you can pause the video, come back to it, and you don't really miss out on any of the details. But yeah, the gym was actually really fun to build. It took a while to get the layout right, but I ended up making it kind of like a weights and kind of running machine area downstairs. And then upstairs you have the kind of, I think they're like yoga mats. And you've also got like another cool feature as well, which you're seeing me build right now, which is a boxing ring. So to build that, you kind of just saw it was a bunch of half walls and then a platform. And in the Sims 4 Werewolves, it comes with like almost a perfect fence or railing that you can use as a boxing ring. And then I think it's the Sims 4 Luxury Party expansion or kit, or Luxury Party stuff kit. Comes with that kind of like almost like fluorescent flooring, and the white swatch for that floor ends up doing a really good job of looking like the floor mat of the boxing ring. So it almost looks like a boxing club as well, which I thought was a unique way to do a gym. And what I like about the gym is as well, it's not too big, so it's quite a sociable place for your sim to kind of meet and congregate. So as you can see at the moment now, we're just moving on to like the interior hallway spaces. So all the apartments in this block are really uniquely themed, and I think they're all a lot of fun as well. Like every apartment is completely different, even though they're all in one building. Like nothing's copied and pasted, there's no copied layouts, like they're all very, very different, and it's because the building itself is like really quirky. And it had its challenges, but because every like apartment is different, it means when you play in the lot, you have plenty of choice to choose from. My favourite apartment, I do have a favourite. I'll go for it as and when that one comes up in the order that I've got them set as. But yeah, so I also wanted to include like fire escapes as well, because I think it is quite realistic, but also they are potentially useful. Like if you do actually have a fire in this lot, it's kind of good to have a fire escape, I think. I don't, maybe you don't use them, but I thought they were quite useful. And some of the lots as well, actually, they do have they have the outdoor space. So there's 2 penthouses. They both have access to the rooftop area. Some of the apartments in the middle also have outdoor areas as well. And 3 of the apartments actually have garages too. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, at the moment I'm going to call this like the pink apartment. So this is one of the single bedroom apartments. It's not a studio, so it's actually got a dedicated single bedroom. And this is very much like built in the loft, in the roof of the block. So you get like a really unique aesthetic as a result of that. But yeah, you have like pink sofas, pink tables, pink kitchen. Not really sure why I chose it to be pink, but I did. It's also on the top floor as well. But yeah, it's just it ends up being quite a nice space. We've obviously got the big windows as well overlooking the back. This lot is also built in Newcrest, and if you're wondering as well, like whereabouts in Newcrest, it's built in like the main corner in the left, and all the lots around it are also custom lots that I built. So across the road from here, you've got like it's based on like a Hard Rock cafe, with the big guitar out the front. You'll see that in the screenshots later, and the building directly next to it is actually a bowling alley. Those 2 lots are available on the gallery as well if you want to download them, which you can do if you want to recreate this kind of setting that I have. But yeah, just the screenshots here of the pink apartment. As you can see, it's quite nice and quirky, quite a lot of character, and I think it'd be good like as maybe not a starter apartment, but definitely a level up, but still very functional. So this is my favourite apartment that we're building now. So the idea I had for this is basically beneath this apartment is next to the laundry store is a store that I've made it look like it's been closed down, not used, and I used in the new pack, in the for rent pack, it came with like these cool doors that look like they have cages or locks on the front of them, so it looks like it's permanently closed. And I used in Strangerville, there's a bunch of like shop signs that came with that pack, and I used the one that makes it look like a video shop or like a video rental store. So basically the video rental store is closed down, and someone basically bought the video rental store, and this space above it would have been like the warehouse for that store. So they basically converted that warehouse space into this really cool like studio space which I was like, yeah, it ended up being a completely open plan flat. So you've got like an open plan bedroom to the living room. And like, I'd really like to live here in real life. I think this is probably one of my favorite interiors for me personally that I've done. Like, it's just really my style. I quite like the industrial look. But yeah, definitely this flat ends up being really cool. And you got like obviously the big TV, you got the corner sofa, and then as you see more details coming in, you've got like the bedroom raised on that platform, so the bedroom gets all the views out the back. You could probably convert this into like more than one bedroom, but I really like that kind of open plan feel. I just think like, yeah, it just looked like a cool interior in the screenshots as well. And basically this flat's quite interesting because you've got obviously the bedroom. Off to the side of the bedroom you've got a walk-in wardrobe, quite a small one, but you have one, and also a bathroom. And I thought that'd be more realistic, because if you had visitors over, you wouldn't really want them to see your wardrobe. Although technically they're gonna have to go through the wardrobe to get to the bathroom, which I didn't really think about, but it is what it is. And then obviously there's a ladder that goes downstairs directly to the shop below, so you have direct access to the shop below via a ladder. And that shop area below is actually being used as a photography studio. And yeah, you can see the screenshots here. So that's the video sign. So you've got the video store, and here you can see it's being used as a photography studio. You can see that ladder on the left, and you actually get another kitchen and bathroom, because that is a second space that you can use. And you can do whatever you want with that space. I just put it as a photography studio because I thought if I'm playing the game, my sim will most likely be trying to earn money somehow. One of those ways might be photography, might be the artist's skills, doing some paintings, I don't know. I just thought it was a good space to have. So the next penthouse here is kind of like, well, I say, yeah, this is the next flat. It is a penthouse, or the next apartment. This one is probably the most high end in terms of like the furniture that's in it. It is only a one bedroom as well. And it was a really difficult layout because it's in the roof, so it's like a loft apartment, but it's also on the very corner, so you get like a unique aspect, which has its benefits, but it's also the living room ended up being a little bit different. And because I use so many platforms in the build, you can get some cool effects, but some may prefer the fact that you've got platforms everywhere. I like the platforms, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to furnish as well. And then for some reason I decided to stick a box in, one of those punch bags that you use in boxing, right in the middle of the room, surrounded by walls of glass. I'm not sure why I chose to do that, but I didn't quite know what to put in that space, and I wanted there to be a separation between like the back hallway that leads to the bedrooms and the bathrooms, to that kind of living area. And then upstairs you've got the roof access. It's only accessible by ladder, because if I put a staircase in this area, then it would basically take up the entire living room, which I don't think would have looked very good, and it would have been really not very practical. But you have this amazing kind of like office space in this almost tower on the corner of the lot, and that gives you access to this amazing kind of I guess it's like a courtyard or a terrace. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this part of the build actually. And then unfortunately this fireplace, I did actually test this lot, and the fireplace doesn't work. Like, I think you can get it working if you just bring it out the wall slightly, but it's one of those things where I tested it, fixed it, but then I realised I'd already uploaded it to the gallery, so I thought, you know what, let me just tell you how to fix it when you watch the video. But yeah, you can see again this flat, you just got the screenshots here. If I call it a flat, it's because I'm from the UK, but flat apartments in the UK, they pretty much mean the same thing. This is the walk-in wardrobe for this apartment. That's a nice ensuite bathroom. I think if you lived here, you might be a celebrity as well. I could definitely definitely had that kind of mind in my mind when I was building it, that I could probably see a celebrity sim actually living there. Maybe like a B-lister, not quite made it yet, but they've got a decent stream of income. Then moving on here, this is one of the bigger flats. So this is actually a 2-bedroom flat, which is perfect for a family. Currently I've got some Sims living in these flats, and the Sims living in this flat is kind of 2 elderly Sims that have a daughter, and the daughter has, I'm kind of like, the story of the daughter is basically she probably moved out at one point, didn't go to plan, and then she's ended up moving back into the family home again, which is this apartment. And you can kind of see from the decorations, it's not dated, like I think it's done quite nicely, but it's definitely like a more traditional kind of style. It definitely reminds me of like, I used to play a lot of games when I was younger, like Mafia and Grand Theft Auto, and some of the interiors in those flats, I don't know, they just gave me the same kind of vibe. You might be like, what am I going on about? That weirdly, that's where kind of like the inspiration for this flat was, especially like those glass doors that are kind of leading into this main, which will be a main kitchen living area for this flat. And the nice thing about this flat as well is it's actually got a small study off to the right of the living room, where you can just see that door there, which ends up being really cool. In fact, that's not actually where the living room stays. As you can see now, the living room is going to move momentarily, and that space is going to be occupied as a dining room and living room, interestingly. And the reason for that is the TV just didn't work. I just don't think the TV looks good where it is right now, which is why it will get changed to a different wall. I think I left the footage for that. I did have to cut out quite a lot of the footage because this video would have just got really long and pretty tedious. But also I wanted to kind of slow the footage down a little bit. Just normally I do like ×9 speed, but on this one I went for kind of like, I think it's ×6 or ×8. It just makes the video a little bit more easy to watch and a little bit less motion sicky. I also cropped in the video quite a bit, and that was to cut out the user interface. So you know, like when you watch a lot of build videos, even my older build videos, you'll see like, you can see me kind of going through the menus. For me, when I'm watching these, when I watch a build video, I don't really care about seeing the user interface. So I think it actually looks nicer as a video when that user interface is removed. And the way that I've done that is actually just by cropping the video and cropping it out of frame. But yeah, as you can see, here we've got some bedrooms being done. I actually think these bedrooms are really nice sizes, especially for like a flat as well. I definitely wouldn't complain if that was my bedroom size. And I really like that flooring as well. I think they call it herringbone flooring. Might have got that wrong, but I believe that's what it's called. But yeah, that kind of, it gives it like a really high-end feel. This flat as well, although it's not a penthouse flat, it ends up being one of the more expensive ones to buy / rent. I kind of assumed as well maybe the person living in this flat might actually own the entire block, although there is a flat coming up after this which is potentially more impressive in terms of the space that you get. In terms of how I've done the interior, you may dislike it. It's quite a in the UK we have this phrase which is, it's like Marmite, which is you either like it or you hate it. Kind of one of those interiors. I really like it, but I can fully understand if you dislike it. But it ends up, yeah, like the kind of idea that I had with what that flat is, it's a minimal interior that you can go in, and that's the flat you'd probably want to decorate first if you were moving into one of these flats, because that's the most usable in terms of the space that you get with it, and I think that would be the most fun to renovate. But yeah, just going through, I like, I've noticed in this game there's a lot more rug choices, a lot more area rug choices, and also a lot more choices for like blinds and curtains. The one thing that isn't enough choices for though is definitely kitchen counters. Would like to see more kitchen counters. Also maybe some more mirrors as well. And also I'd love to have like a bathroom radiator, like and maybe like an airing cupboard. I guess you have like that new, I think it's like a water heater that you can get. I don't really know what it is, but it looks kind of like a boiler, so I guess you could say there is boilers in the game now. But yeah, just doing this little tiny study here. It was just really cool, this little space. It ended up just coming out of nowhere really. Originally, like, because the game limits you to 6 apartments per build, I was going to do more apartments, but I was like, no, I'm just going to keep to 6. Like, you don't need custom content, you don't need mods. You can just download this lot and have fun with it really. So yeah, you can see these Sims are actually enjoying life in this flat by the looks of it. Nice big table. Might not be your favourite style of like decorations, but I definitely think there's a theme here, which is what I really wanted to get across. And I think some stuff, what I find with The Sims is, stuff that in real life would look pretty ugly actually doesn't look so bad in The Sims, because it is more like of a cartoony style, the game itself, so you can kind of get away with taking a lot more risks. Yeah, so this is the final kind of flat, not the final flat you'll see me build, but this is the kind of like the main penthouse flat. So I went for like a Japanese themed interior for this flat. I think it works really well because there's a lot of Japanese objects that you can use, and also it was quite a big space, and I wanted it to be a very minimal flat as well. And so what I was able to do is you'll see like in the bathroom, like the toilet is segregated off, kind of like in traditional Japanese style. You've got lots of those like I guess they're like sliding canvas doors, and yeah, just very relaxing spaces to go to, which is why this flat also has the hot tub outside on that top kind of like penthouse area. But this kind of like, because it is such a minimal interior, it makes it really easy to renovate. So yeah, that could be a lot of fun. If you do renovate it as well, I'd love to actually see the results of it. Just drop me like a message on YouTube, or I don't think you can message me on YouTube, but just drop a comment saying, oh, I've renovated the build. Here's my gallery link, and I'll take a look at it. Yeah. So just a quick like update on the channel and videos going forwards. I did take like a massive break about 9 months ago. I had a break for about 9 months, and then since like after Christmas I've sort of been uploading quite a lot of videos. So I had a week off work basically, and all I wanted to do was play Sims and make videos. Now I'm back at work, so I won't be able to do that obviously to the same degree, but definitely like I've kind of found like my favorite kind of way to make videos, which is, I love doing the stop motion videos, but they just take so long to make and they're quite boring to make. Whereas this video style that I've got now, which is just a typical build video, but kind of cropped in, I think this works best for me. And I also enjoy doing voiceovers, which haven't been in some of my other videos. I was almost not going to do a voiceover for this video because I was literally, last week, my first week back at work, I was actually really sick. So I wasn't really able to do like a good voiceover. But I think, yeah, the voiceover today is hopefully, you probably still hear me, my throat isn't quite up to scratch. But yeah, I'm still able to at least talk. But yeah, here's the bathroom I was talking about with the separate toilet area. Then you've got the living room, kitchen area. Then you've got the nice outdoor balcony with the rooftop hot tub area. And then this is going to be the last flat. So this flat I envisioned like a couple living in here, which is why you've got like kind of like a main living room for space. And at the moment I'm just doing the kitchen. This is probably the smallest kitchen of all the apartments. It's still a functional kitchen. Like this flat, I guess if you wanted to play almost like a rags to riches, like this would be a good flat because it's definitely the most affordable. I think as well, like you could easily change out some of the furniture. Like that sofa is really expensive, but you could put something much cheaper in, and then it becomes a much more attainable flat if you're not using cheats to play the game. And I really like the actual style of this apartment. It's kind of like almost like 70s, 80s, very retro, but it's like that kind of good retro, which is kind of almost timeless in a way. So it'll look kind of good wherever you put it. And I love I just love building apartments in the game. Like I can't wait to build more really. I think that's why I took a break for about 9 months, is I didn't really know what to build. I also changed jobs in that time, so maybe that didn't help. But yeah, back to kind of hopefully more frequent uploads. The channel's also grown quite a bit, which is nice to see. We're on over 340 subscribers now, which is definitely more than last year. And I'm just having a lot of fun actually with The Sims at the moment, and I can't wait to kind of build more for you guys. But yeah, this is the final flat. We've got the record player. Ends up just being a lot of fun really. But that's going to kind of be it for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.